old-fashioned apple pie. That's the first place my mind goes to. This time of year when the table's abundantly covered with so many different varieties of apples show up at the farmer's market. The woman from the apple orchard recommended these Johnny Gold apples that I mixed with Granny Smith. They had a delicious flavor once they were baked, but I would recommend including something like a Cortland or a Honeycrisp that stays a little more firm after baking. This is the easiest and most efficient way I've found to cut the apples up once you've peeled them. And if you're using organic apples, do not get rid of those cores or peels. You can store them in a gallon bag in the freezer for a project I have coming up soon. Now, I really love the flavor of apples, especially fresh ones this time of year. So this is a recipe that complements that flavor and allows it to shine through with fresh lemon juice, cinnamon, and a little bit of nutmeg, or in this case, ground mace, which I had left over from another project and needed to use up. It's actually the aril or outer web of the nutmeg and has a similar flavor, but it's more floral. Now, I always roll out the top and bottom crust for a pie and keep it in the refrigerator before I make the filling. That way, when you assemble the pie, it's nice and cold. And there will be another video on how to roll out pie dough. And you really do want to pack the apples down into the crust, since they do have a tendency to shrink while they're baking. That way, you're less likely to have a gap between the crust and the filling. Now, go ahead and dot the apples with a tablespoon of butter, then add the top crust, trim and crimp them together. And since I ended up with a decent amount of excess dough, I wanted to show you a really easy freehand decoration you can do. With a small sharp paring knife, you can make a few of these leaf shapes, and then use the back of the paring knife to trace the stem and the leaf veins. This is, of course, optional, but it's a really nice, simple way to embellish what you're baking. And then I like to arrange the pattern first, and then just use a little bit of cold water to glue the cutouts to the top crust. And it really is that simple. Then you'll want to brush with some egg wash. Oh, and don't forget to cut some vents. Then it's into the freezer for 20 minutes, 425 degrees for 10 minutes, and then 350 for about another hour, or until the very center of the pie is bubbling. And there you have an apple pie that will immediately take you to holiday hosting status.